was anxious about this game because of the number 0. That the shades of New Jersey Tech coming back again, where one guy can just make miraculous shots and keep them in the game. So I thought if you look at our defensive field goal percentage, we had some good stops, and we did just enough, and we had enough threes to get a W. But they were a challenge for us, bigger than you would think. It's just when you have one individual player that I think it's better to be 5'5" than it is to be 5'11", because you get under everybody, and with just a primary ball screen defense, sitting 2 shooters in the corner, it basically becomes a 2-on-2 game. And we weren't going to give 23 and 55 looks at the basket, or number 11. We weren't going to give him looks at the basket. Outstanding shooters. So he was playing 2-on-2, and he had a great game. So we'll take that win, though. We got a big game with Virginia Tech on Wednesday. We get a day to rest. That was for us to go from travel to South Carolina, come back, learn some valuable lessons from that game, and then have this challenge right now. It was a bigger challenge than anybody would think. So we'll take the W.
James.
John, what do you think about the job of your offense, and in particular, Zach did bouncing back from that loss?
Yeah, that was huge. That we shot so poorly against South Carolina, but I think Syracuse did today too. South Carolina's a real deal, and I sort of made that analogy when I talked to these guys. I said, I don't know if they're in the Duke Kentucky category, but they're pretty darn good. So that you just think you had a bad game. And so for Zach to just come out stroking the ball the way he did was important for us, and then he made a huge shot down the stretch. But we're finding ourselves. I know we've been together, but DJ's finding himself. All of a sudden we have those quick fouls, and we got to change, and Duncan's in there, and we did all right.
What was key for you guys today after you shot 8% from the three-point line against South Carolina?
Well, South Carolina's a lot bigger, and a lot, you're looking over a different hand on that. So while this team is quicker, they're quick, they're not as strong or as long. So, we're home, we're in Chrysler. Maybe we're a little bit more open. This is a big difference between this, right, and that. And maybe we were able to just get a little bit more open and get some shots off. I don't remember us looking for Maurice in transition. A couple times we passed up on Duncan. And Derek had some really good looks the other night and couldn't knock him down.
And then could you evaluate Wagner's play today? It seems like he had one of his better games of the season.
Yeah, I mean, yes, because he can stretch people, and he got at the start of the second half, his offensive rebounds, he kept one alive, and I think he got another one back. Those are big. I mean, DJ had a big offensive rebound today too, so something we're not known for as much. But those two are giving us second possessions. Albeit against a smaller team, you won't get that same offensive rebounds against a Purdue or maybe a Virginia Tech, but you got to do what you got to do to win.
All right.
And Mo, with the three-pointers today, how much do you think that's opened things up for him on the floor? Maybe made it easier for him to beat his man off the dribble.
Say again.
Mo's three-point stroke,
yeah.
Improving with that. Do you think that's made it easier for him to beat his man off the dribble?
Yeah, when a guy's in the closeout, so they were icing us, they were sending everything down. He's got to pop out and shoot it in, or when that guy's in recovery, just take him. So he's learning what he can do. He still had the 4 turnovers, but he's learning what he can do. And then Mark came in and gave us a great defensive effort. So it's a process. It's really a process with Mo right now to just get him to be a more efficient player. But he's showing, if you probably added his stats these first 6 games that we've played, he probably is equal to what he did last year. So it's good progress.
Brendan?
John, in terms of balancing the number 3s attempted versus the free throws attempted, probably finding a middle ground there. Is that a matter of driving more, making the extra pass? Where can that come from?
Well, yeah, I mean, we were averaging a really high 20 free throws a game going into the game. And so, it's part of their defense a little bit, the way they were playing. They were like going underneath a lot of screens and forcing us to drive into crowds. So they actually were giving three-pointers up a little bit to allow us to get that. So we got to continue to find areas of drive. People are going under a lot of screens on us right now. It's another trend in basketball that you got to keep staying, and everybody's got to keep staying with them, including me. And they're not hedging and recovering and giving all this open. They're just like staying between the man and the basket, getting in heavy gaps. And well, we got a few playmakers there. We don't have a lot of playmakers there. We got to continue to work on that to get better at that. Muhammad, it is right now. is got to become more of a multi-dimensional player when he drives.
And you mentioned Zach coming out and looking for his shot
Yeah.
early. In terms of handling a game like he did,
Yeah.
like he had against South Carolina, compared to as he would in the
Yeah.
past, how has he grown in terms of
Well,
not?
I saw it, I made the correlation, it was like Karis LeVert's SMU game last year. You know, nothing could go for him, nothing, he just didn't make some plays that we're used to Zach making. So that, I love it. He had great energy, he took the coaching really well over the last 2 days about how he may be trying to do too much sometimes, about some tendencies he's have that are out there on scout that he's got to realize he can't continue to do it, people will take it away.
On tape, how many different defenses is he seeing through this early season?
How
Over
many-
the top, going under, I mean.
Oh, yeah, no, it's everything's different right now, and you don't, you know, you're trying to prepare for everything in your weeks, but the trends keep continuing. Like this team is the first that iced us, that downed us the whole game. And so it's our first, this is what Purdue has had success against us. So it's a great time to practice it. We do it occasionally. You're trying to simulate in practice, it's really dread. It's like trying to guard Princeton in offense. Yeah, here's what they do, yeah, try and guard it. And every game is different, and we just got to keep adapting, and the better we get at it, the better we'll be.
Anybody have anything else?
Just, you were able to play Zach almost the full 40 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
It was sort of the pace of the game, sort of.
Yeah, you
take
know,
the
you get in
fatigue out
those
of it a little
second
bit.
halves, and yeah, the little run they had is what I was trying to protect, because all of a sudden you go to the bench, and then, you know, I promise you, I'm trying to get, Ibby and X are working so hard extra right now. But we, you know, as you can see, it can go to 8 like that. And right now, like most freshmen, defensively, they're trying to figure a lot of things out. And so I can't give the rest. I give it, tomorrow they have rest, right? And then we'll work hard Monday, Tuesday with X and Ibby, so that every day they get closer to getting in there, because we do need, if we're still playing this way in the middle of January and February, it's going to be a hard year. These guys, we just got to bring them along, win games, rest, bring them along, win games, rest.
Brendan?
A couple blow-bys there early on when they jumped out to that
Yeah.
early lead. And you came out of one timeout, and it was very clearly a different effort on defense. Was that a message? Was that a change? What
Well,
was it?
yeah, I don't know. There was one mix-up in the ball screen that he had, you know, he's a tough dude to stay in front of. I mean, the kid, I mean, he's Spud Webb a little bit. I mean, what he can do to people. And so it's just hard to stay in front of them, and it was just, I don't know if they're blown coverages as much as that he's going to show you a jump shot, which we're going to take away, and he's going to cross over, and he's about this high. Not too many guys can take charges with, when he crosses over, his nose is on the ground. I've never seen a guy take a charge with their knees. That's where he is. So we had to get used to that, and as we got, it wasn't like, hey, we're not playing hard. It was like, all right, we showed you video clips on this kid. He can get buckets now. You got to stay in front the best you can, then stay down, which we did. DJ had that 1 foot up like this, guarding him. It's over. You guard something like this, he's going to attack your front foot, and it's over. So we had to correct some things.